Hello and welcome to the 2024 season of Main Stage Productions here at the Miskatonic Playhouse. I'm TA Newman, your host. My team and I will be bringing to life adventures using the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, which contains mature themes, cosmic horror, character death, and loss of sanity. Our mystery can be found in the Miskatonic repository, where people like you and me can write an adventure for others to play. We'd like to thank Sirenscape, whose tools have helped provide the background sounds that you'd hear. And we'd also like to thank Dungeon Fog for supporting tonight's game by providing map assets and tools which bring the game to life on the Roll20 virtual tabletop. And if you'd like to become a friend of the Playhouse, then please support us on Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/Miskatonic Playhouse, where you can gain access to exclusive shows and content for as little as £1. Our investigators, one doctor, one occultist, and a dilettante, are members of the Priory Club, a Victorian club of forward-thinking individuals. The team have been dispatched to Hammersmith to discover the whereabouts of the after-dinner speaker Reverend Collins, who was due to speak about evidence of the Knights Templars being found. Meeting a nervous cabbie and a shotgun-wielding granny, they find themselves enveloped in a thick white mist with whispers of a ghostly woman within. Seeking refuge at the Black Lion pub, they find the vicar dead. Now, it's time to pull back the curtain and roll the dice.
Hello and welcome back to the Miskatonic Playhouse, where we are playing the Hammersmith Haunting, this fabulous adventure from writer Cat Clay. Joining us on tonight's adventure, we have...
Hello, I'm TA Newman, and I'm the host of the Miskatonic Playhouse, but tonight I am playing Kirk McDougal, a cult historian.
Hi everybody, I'm Lydia, and tonight I am playing Darian Sterling, a dilettante who's thinking how very much he'd like to pet a lion.
And I'm Stu, producer of the Miskatonic Playhouse, and I'm playing Dr. Phyllis Marquette. And damn it, Cosmic, I'm a doctor, not a ghost hunter.
There we go, and we rejoin our investigators on the streets of Hammersmith as they have ventured into one Black Lion pub, where they have, as the scenario tells us, in the Victorian era, it was common to take the body of those who have died in suspicious circumstances to the pub for examination by the coroner. If the corpse was an unknown person, locals could help identify the body, although this is less common in the 1890s than it was the mid-19th century. The pub served as an interim morgue because of the size of the large tables. Now you are in this private room. Let me direct you to Roll20. And you can see that there is a reverend lying, as we have had confirmed by Dr. Marquette, a deceased reverend. No, Dr. Marquette, you are over with the body. What is your immediate thought? There is a dead reverend. I mean, you found the reverend. You were sent by the Priory Club to find the whereabouts. And, well, you've somewhat found the whereabouts. What do you want to do?
Involuntarily, Dr. Marquette crosses herself. It's a force of habit from her Christian upbringing. She's now very much an atheist. But with her extreme success from the last session, 8 under 70, can Phyllis work out the cause of death?
Okay. Who had a constitution roll they needed to make?
Darian.
Who's been on wine?
Yes, that would be me. I have a constitution of 50, so let's see how well he handles his wine in this place.
Let's see.
And that's a success of 46 against 50.
The wine hasn't gone to your head. You keep your distance as Dr. Marquette rolls over to the body of they're irreverent. And, well, the person is dead. There isn't any signs of trauma. They're obviously very pale. You don't think they've lost a lot of blood. You can't see any entry-exit wounds or anything like that. But you know that if you were to find really what was going on, you probably need to reach into your doctor's bag and make some sort of incision to find out the cause of death, which is probably an internal factor, Doctor.
Stand aside, chaps. I'm going in. And the Gladstone bag opens. A small scalpel is produced. I think first the doctor will just palpate the body, see whether there are any contusions underneath the skin, any signs of any mottling of the skin. I'm assuming, actually, if the doctor opens up the vicar's jacket, there's no sign of bruising or marks on the skin.
Doctor, there is no sign of any subdermal hematoma. It is
exactly what I was asking for.
He's possessed. He's speaking in tongues.
Fairly clean body. Something must have gone wrong. Perhaps it was poisoning. You have seen numerous post-mortems. You are well versed in the technique. I think you maybe practiced on one body during your quick visit to Edinburgh. So if you would like to delve further, you are going to need to make some kind of autopsy, if you so wish. You can carry on examining the body, but can't really see anything from out here.
Roll
Can
the
I
sleeves
aid?
up, in we go.
Can I aid in that? Sorry, to help Dr. Marquette. Just not doing anything other than what Dr. Marquette says, but just being the extra pair of hands there that they might need.
Please do.
I am going to ask or something.
I am going to ask each of you for an initial Constitution roll. So if you can give me some rolls.
Oh, bugger.
Okay.
It is a 23 under 40. Not quite a hard success, but I can make it a hard if you would like, Cosmic.
Who's next?
55 over 50. Oh, bugger. Being a bit
An ordinary success of 34 against 50. The wine is helping.
Darian, you're looking at Kirk, seeing he's looking a little green around the gills. This body has been here for 3 days. Are you going to maybe exchange places and help the doctor rather than Kirk? Or let Kirk... Well, he drank that wine downstairs rather too quickly. Let's leave him to it.
Yes, I think... Is there a chair in the room at all?
There is a chair, yes. We'll say in the corner there are places to sit.
Yes, I think he would go over to Kirk, quite ignoring how he just sort of tried to set him up and test him with the wine. And he would just kind of try to usher him over and go, "Come on, old sport. You don't look at all the thing. Have a little sit down."
Yeah, very good. Feeling tad a bit peaky. I could do with a sit down. And I'll kind of stumble over there with my cane, kind of clacking on the floor as I go. Very good, thank you, Darian. Well, very good.
Phyllis nonchalantly pulls out a bottle of smelling salts and tosses them towards.
Just the old dab. There we go.
Oh.
Are you sniffing the smelling salts?
From a distance.
From a distance. Okay, so if you could ping for me on the map roughly where you are. One assumes the doctor is going to be fairly close to the body. Sorry, Darian, did you say you were taking a chair in the corner or helping Kirk to the chair in the corner?
Yes, helping Kirk to a chair in the corner. Is that a window I can see?
Yes, it is, yes.
Does the window open?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. I was going to suggest a little bit of fresh air for him.
Fairly cheap pane of glasses.
Fine.
This is a nice place, but has got all the mod.
What else can we see in here, Cosmic? Are these apples and bottles?
Yes, definitely. This is a storeroom. This is where Mr. Asok shot up to try and find you a bottle of wine. You can see some open crates there, but there is food here. There is obviously booze and bottles and things like that. It was literally the place with the biggest table. It's where they laid out this person. What are you thinking there, Mr. McDougal?
Well, I'm just wondering how many people have been through here. If the vicar has been found here on public display, I mean, did he come in dead? Did he come in not well? Did he come in feeling a bit peaky and then died? What's the Dr. Marquette? What's the diagnosis? Is the good vicar proper good and gone? They've been gone a few days, you said.
3 days by my estimation here.
Did it look like they died here, or did they die somewhere else?
Well, I highly doubt that he died sitting on the table.
Why, have you drunk the wine here? I wouldn't doubt it too much.
I fear that this might be foul play of some form. However, given the sensational nature of the inhabitants of this district, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe foul play has been misconstrued as a cause of this haunting. I feel our best idea would be to open him up and see whether we can find anything inside. Darian,
goodness.
would you mind passing me that scalpel, please? I think we should start with an incision.
You probably
yes,
asked Darian
of
to
course.
pass you some kind of alcohol to that phrase where you clean your instruments.
Sterilize.
There we go.
Oh, you've been listening to Dr. Lister, haven't you?
Well, Lister.
This is
feel
the
that,
1890s.
I feel
I'm
that
writing all this down in my notebook as well.
I fear this chap is a little beyond sterilization. I feel that if I give him a blood-borne illness that he then dies of, I should have performed a medical miracle.
Local hysteria, probably occult happenings. Quote Dr. Marquette. Carry on.
And carry on you do indeed, Dr. Marquette. You open the jacket. You prepare the body. You know, these are good clothes. Maybe they can go to another person in the service of the church. It takes you a moment or two to prepare the body. And you lay out your tools, make your preparations, and with one smart, clean incision, you insert the scalpel.
Oh,
Draw sharply down.
my God, ma'am.
This is where we're going to ask for the secondary constitution rolls as the doctor cuts into the body, exposing the sight and fragrant smell of those organs.
Oh, good Lord.
Got myself together. Extreme success, 8 over 50. Come and have a little look at what's going on.
You are all expecting this quite a sight. And it is there that... Now, again, could you say quite where you're standing? Dr. Marquette, you are bent over the body.
I am indeed.
Kirk,
right
you have
side
come
of
in
the
for a closer look. Darian, have you come in for a closer look?
Holding some light. If there's a lamp in the room, I think he's
Okay.
probably just kind of trying to follow the doctor's movements to make sure that she can see what she's doing.
Okay.
Dr. Marquette actually fumbled her constitution roll. Sorry, roll 20 was playing up.
Terribly so.
Can I push that?
Oh,
Please. Oh, no, can I push a fumble? I can't, can I?
You
Can't push a fumble, but you can fumble a push.
Yes.
Thank you for drawing that attention. So, sorry, let's have those constitution rolls. So, Kirk, what was your constitution roll?
An extreme success, 8 over 50, so I approached the table with great interest, my notepad and my pen.
Marvellous. Darian.
44 against 50, holding it together.
Good. And Dr. Phyllis Marquette.
A 96 over 40, which is a fumble. Second fumble of the game.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Do you say you might want to push that roll?
If I'm
Dr.
allowed
Marquette.
to push a fumble, I don't really want to
I'm
spend
intrigued.
56
Oh,
luck.
Much as you can't usually push a fumble. I'm
Playhouse rules.
intrigued to see how you might want to push that fumble.
I think in this case, it's probably the smell of a 3-day-old body
Mhm.
that's just hit Phyllis. And of course, she's right in the firing zone. She's right above the body. The gas has escaped. I think it's very much a case of something is swelling up inside her. She's just going to try and close her eyes and push it down as much as she can. The lightheadedness is there. And I'm going to regret this, aren't I?
Yeah.
I only have a
Give me that
concentration
roll, please.
I will do.
Do I speak for us all when we all want to see her fail?
Go.
Not at all.
I think I do, Darian.
And that is a 32 under 40, a regular success.
Can I use 8 points of luck, 9 points of luck to make that a fail, Keeper?
At some point, we will run a game where the keeper has luck to be able to spend. Dr. Marquette, did you say you hold it together, or what is your action here?
I think considering it was a fumble to begin with, I think this is probably giving us the effect of maybe just failing rather than an actual success. So I think there definitely will be a little bit of vomit that comes up into her mouth, and I think the lightheadedness causes her to stagger backwards, but she is able to continue with her task.
You stagger back. It's not the sharpest, it's not the neatest of cuts as you come back and you try and squeeze it back in. Thank goodness other people have made the constitution rolls, otherwise that could be quite an awkward sight.
Oh, Doctor, it's got a messy little cut you're making there.
Oh, I say.
If you wish to do it yourself, the standard teaching procedure is to see one, do one, and teach one. Now you are seeing one, I shall expect you to do your own autopsies next time.
Oh,
You'll make a doctor out of you yet, sir.
And who's going to make a doctor out of you, what?
Dear, oh
Now,
dear.
that was uncalled for, Mr. McDougal.
Sorry.
Dr. Marquette is doing her very best in a very difficult situation. Please, go ahead, Doctor. But
And
Very
it
good,
is,
Doctor.
as you are
frightful,
having
isn't it?
this banter between you three chums, none of you seem to notice a white gas escaping from the body, which drifts up. And as you're all so close, you immediately breathe it in. Now, I would like you to give me a power roll before we get started.
oh, this isn't going to go well, is it?
Excellent.
Actually,
Failure.
it is.
Failure on my part, 73 over 40.
An extreme success for Phyllis, 11 under 55.
An ordinary success for Darian of 39 against 45. Again, the wine has really helped.
Keeper, should this be a push the roll from me, or do I suffer my fate?
I'm going to say you can't push this roll because this is happening suddenly.
Reactive.
So if
I
you were
see.
prepared for it, you might be able to steal yourself. But this is happening rather suddenly. And what happens next is you're not sure if you black out, whether you pass out, or whether you just see some kind of vision as you're standing there. You are drawn across the sea. You're drawn to a far-off land. And you are there in amongst a throng of people. If you want to give me a history roll, we can maybe discern something.
Oh,
That is a 79 over 5.
96 over 60, I'm afraid.
Oh,
Failure of 15 against 5. Now, I could spend 10 luck if I needed it.
you would probably think Kirk wouldn't have more of a clue than yourself. So, Kirk, I may allow you to push this
I
history
want
roll
to push this roll in.
later on.
Oh,
Okay.
not now?
Not now. No. You're drawn in a throng of people towards a place of worship The temperature is warm. You look up into the skies. There is cosmos wheeling above you. It's green, it's purple. Are those galaxies? Are those stars? It is a very strange throng that you are being drawn to. Up ahead, you see this beautiful woman standing in command over this group of people that are bowing down. You all are observers, but Kirk, you are drawn to this woman. You feel all your life you have been searching for the true meaning behind all these mysteries you investigate, and this person can give it to you. And you realize, before you even know it, you are bowing down with a throng of people acknowledging the majesty of this woman as this land, this sky, this crowd slowly drifts off again, and you find yourself back to the room with the body of the Reverend behind you.
Can I suggest, Keeper, that during that, when I come to, I am kneeling on the floor and I've dropped my pipe and my cane, and that's where I find myself.
You do indeed. And if you would like to push that history roll, Kirk, somehow, as you're thinking back, Kirk, you are sure you were in some ancient time of the Ottoman Empire. This was some kind of gathering? Maybe. That's right. Templars. Wasn't this their era? Did they have something to do with this? Dr. Phyllis, you come around and you are hunched over the body, and it's now that you can see this body has been drained of blood. Rather, the blood seems to be some kind of white powder that is just in its veins. Exsanguinated, perhaps. Replaced with something, perhaps. Gone through some kind of procedure, perhaps. Darian, where do you find yourself? The end, as you see Phyllis bending over the body. Kirk, is he prostrate on the floor?
Well, the first thing is Darian is very shocked and doesn't know what to make of this. But I think as soon as he sees Kirk collapsing to the floor, but it doesn't look like he's fainted. It looks like he's moved there sort of deliberately, like he's paying homage to something, and that's very strange. So I think he kind of looks between the body to the doctor to Kirk, and then he looks back and he sort of is frozen for a moment, doesn't quite know what to do, but then he goes to Kirk. He's like, well, is everything all right, old sport? Come on, get up. I don't know what you're doing here, but come on, get up.
Templars. Templars. I'm reaching out for my cane to try and steady myself to get up.
Don't worry, I've got it. I've got it. You just give me your arm. And
stuff my pipe in my
here's
mouth.
the cane.
Darian, Templars, the Ottoman Empire. You have to see it.
The Templars, the Ottoman Empire.
This does seem to ring true with you, Darian. You're not too sure, but you have read stories. I mean, you're not too sure about the Templars, but certainly you're a study of history, and you've possibly even been abroad. And
oh yeah,
now he mentions
definitely
it.
Did the grand tour.
The grand tour. You did see these kind of buildings, but Dr. Phyllis Marquette,
Raving.
could you give me a spot hidden, please?
Can indeed. A spot hidden, which is a failure at 86 over 25. However, if this is related to the white powder, Phyllis would also like to have a bit of examination of that as well.
Okay. Well, Phyllis, it is, as you are examining this white powder, anything you want to do with it? Do you want to taste it? Do you want to create a solution? Burn it over a Bunsen burner? Well, perhaps.
I have a pharmacy skill of 30, which means I feel Phyllis's first test would probably be to lick little finger, dip it into the powder, just touch a tiny amount onto the tongue, just to see whether it's good stuff. I mean, whether it's...
Fantastic. Please give me a pharmacy roll.
One thing we've all learned in Call of Cthulhu is definitely lick the ghost powder. There's a regular success, 24 under 30.
Marvellous. Please could you roll me a 1d3?
Indeed. That is a 1.
Please could you take 1 point of damage from poisoning?
Lucky me.
Lucky
Leaves me on
you.
8 hit points.
And unfortunately, it is as you are reacting to this distasteful fluid, well, desiccated fluid perhaps, you don't notice a hand reach and grab you. Kirk, Darian, please give me a sanity test.
Sanity, you say? That's a failure from me.
Also a failure for me, 57 against 45.
Both of you are
against 40.
Absolutely aghast as you see this hand of the Reverend leap up and capture Dr. Phyllis, wrapping its arms around her. What would you like to do?
Could I?
Probably scream.
I would
scream.
Use my cane and just thrash the demon out of this thing. I'm thrashing specifically at the arms.
Marvelous. Okay then. Are you drawing your sword at the moment?
No, I'm just thrashing with the cane itself.
Thrashing with the cane itself. Okay, please thrash away. Give me a thrash roll with the. Yes, there we go.
Oh bugger! That's a fun.
That. Okay.
96 over 35.
Careful where you're waving that thing, sir.
Oops.
Unfortunately, Kirk, in your rush to get up, you thrust your cane forward and disarm yourself as your sword cane goes scattering across the room. Possibly not
That you blackguard! Oh,
meant
bugger.
to do, but that is what is occurring here. Let me see now. We're going into Dex order. So I do believe that is...
Proper fight.
Yes. Dr. Marquette. You have been grabbed and you are being grasped. Could you give me a strength roll, please?
I can indeed. Whereabouts am I being grabbed? Neck, arm?
They have grabbed your wrist, sat up, and are now hugging you and
Phyllis,
drawing you in close.
That is a 65 over 45. Phyllis's protestations are rising across. She's raising her voice, something she does not like to do. She likes to compose herself, but that composure is slipping as she struggles against this corpse.
Okay, could you take 1 point of damage from the crushing force that is being applied to you?
7 hit points remain.
Okay.
Oh my word.
Kirk, you have managed to spectacularly disarm yourself. Darian, he didn't quite get the throw right. Something might be off there. You'll have to rib him about it later. Kirk, what would you like to do?
I'm going to take one of the shotgun shells that was given to me, and I'm going to bite the end off it and then sprinkle the bloody ghost powder toward the vicar Take that, you
Excellent. Give me a throw roll.
bugger.
Let's see if it's as good as your sword cane usage.
throw roll. I'm an expert at throw. 79 over 20.
Marvelous. You rip it open and throw it onto the table.
Can I throw all the powder behind me and then just throw the shell at the vicar? Is that okay?
It pinks off his head.
Yeah. Take that, you spawn of Satan.
Okay. Darian, this is quite strange. What would you like to do?
Well, the first priority would be to get Dr. Phyllis away from this thing. And I think he tries to prise the arms open. Did you say that the corpse has her in like a kind of bear hug and is trying to pull her close?
Indeed.
Yes. So I think he's trying to get behind the doctor and is trying to pull the wrists apart or prise the fingers apart, whichever seems to be the best way to just loosen this hug. I imagine he's probably done some wrestling maybe at public school, perhaps. So I think he's going to try and use whatever technique he knows from that.
Very well. Okay. If you would like to give me a strength roll, I am going to be asking for a hard strength roll, please.
Okay. He's not bad with the strength. He's got 60. He's quite physically fit. An extreme success of 3 against 60.
You
I knew we'd do this if we worked hard enough.
Pull these arms apart as the doctor is able to escape. But it is at this moment that you suddenly realize the seriousness of your situation. Dr. Marquette, please give me a sound roll. Darian, please give me a sound roll. Kirk, please give me a sound roll. The vicar has come back to life.
That is a failure. 61 over 55. The science doesn't make sense. How resurrection's not possible, especially 3 days post-mortem.
This is fair enough. 72 over 40.
Please, if you have failed, which
makes perfect sense. He's a demonic possessed monster.
Yes, if you could please roll a 1d3 and add 1. That is your sanity loss.
That
Dr. Marquette. 2 sand loss for Dr. Marquette. Who's next?
1d3 plus. Oh.
I'm afraid I don't see a D3 on the roll 20.
I've done +3. My mistake.
So you rolled a 2 plus a 1, so that is a 2 point. So if you just roll a 1d6, take it from
and then I'll halve it.
Oh, that's a clever way of doing it.
2 plus 1,
okay, so that was a 4, so that would actually be a 2.
That's a sand loss of 3 for Darian.
Ouch.
But you are face to face with this vicar whose stomach is open. His guts are quite spilling out, but he's in no fit state to be walking around. We're at the top of the round. Dr. Marquette, what would you like to do now you have been freed?
Phyllis is going to dive straight for her Gladstone bag and pull out her .45 revolver, and I think fire all barrels into the chest of this thing.
Okay. Darian is standing in the way, so what I'll say is it'll take you the round to do that.
I think with the Hippocratic Oath, do no harm.
Yes.
Phyllis is going to make sure she gets round Darian, so Darian is not in the way. Do no harm is to living people, not to dead vicars.
Not to dead vicars. Kirk, you are up next, I believe.
I think I'm going to try and communicate with the vicar.
Okay, what would you like to say after you've just thrown a shotgun shell pinged off his head?
I'm going to say, Vicar, we're here to help. Vicar Collins, it's us, it's Kirk. What do you need? What do you want? We're here to help you.
Okay. Give me a power roll, please.
That's a failure. 73 over 40.
The corpse of the vicar shoots a look to you.
A bugger.
Chills you to the bone. In that connection, though, that failure to communicate, you realize it's all connected. It has to be.
Have you seen her?
You instinctively know he has. Darian, you are gripping this creature. Please, could you give me another strength roll?
I absolutely can. He's trying to remember his old wrestling lessons, and he's trying now, I think, to pin it to the table.
Pin it to the table. Very well. And that is a success. I'm going to oppose that. And let me see what I can do. Unfortunately, it is you who is being pinned. The body quickly reverses the grip on you and almost brings your hands up under. You remember that wrestling maneuver where you bring your hands, and he's trying to lift you off the ground. And I'm going to ask for a point of damage from this strength. You still have your action, but it's not quite working. You can see out of the corner of your eye, Dr. Marquette is reaching for a Gladstone bag, and you're not sure she's going for a bottle of pills.
Clearly, she's got a plan, and probably the best thing to do would be to get out of her way. He's winded, I think, after taking that 1 point of damage, so I think he tries to kind of roll to the side a bit. He tries to evade whatever the corpse is planning on, to give Dr. Phyllis a clear view of whatever's she wants to do.
Okay. As you disengage, the corpse takes a swipe but misses just as you get out of the way. And we are at the top of the round. Phyllis, you have retrieved. Does your gun have a name? There are many like it, but this one is yours.
My gun is just another tool. Just another tool to get the job done. And with that, Phyllis is going to fire all 6 chambers into this vicar.
I'll allow you to fire 3.
Okay, fire 3 chambers into the vicar.
One will be at a normal handgun skill. The other 2 will be at a penalty dice. Actually, no, let's offset that because you're going to be at point blank. So 1 bonus and 2 normal.
So the first...
If you want to re-roll that from your character sheet, if you go over to the combat tab,
yes, I
you can use that, and then
this will be my bonus die rolling.
Okay, yes, bonus die,
which is still a failure.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
But I'll tell you what, I'm going to spend the 7 points of luck on that.
7 points of luck as you
make
plug.
That a regular success.
How much damage into this vicar?
That is 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay, you got another 2. You're committed to another 2 shots.
I am indeed. I mean,
regular levels of success needed.
That's a hard success for another 10 damage. And that is a fumble. A 100 over 70.
Oh my word.
I'm beginning to think your character sheet might be stuck on 10.
I think it might. So should I roll? Oh, hello. I see the error here. So the character sheet says 10D2.
10D2. There we go.
Oh, so 10D plus 2. So I'm going to roll.
Plus 2.
I'm going to roll 1D10 plus 2.
1D10
twice.
for the.
Well, 1D100 plus 10 for damage.
Can I roll 10D1s?
10D1s.
Yes.
Whatever.
So that's 8 points of damage for the first time.
Okay.
Makes more sense. There we go. And that is 5 points of damage. That's 13
so
points of
that's
damage in total.
12
Plus
points.
a fumble on my
Plus
last handgun, which is a malfunction.
It
on
is
my
a
gun.
malfunction of your weapon. You fire the first shot. This clearly, literally takes the Reverend's head off. You then fire another one into the hip area and blows one of the corpse's legs off. But it is this downward motion. You're supposed to keep your gun up, and the last bullet explodes in the chamber. And unfortunately, your weapon is pretty much useless until you get a chance to repair it. Please could I have a sand roll from everybody for Dr. Marquette's excellent weapon skills.
Do I take any damage from the exploding
you,
as well?
You don't. These are old weapons, which blew up quite regularly, so there was some protection. Each of you can take another point of sanity. This is quite a gruesome sight.
So, let's see. Yep.
There we go.
Is the vicar still?
The vicar falls back, bounces off the table, and collapses to the floor.
Can I pick up my cane and just go and prod a little bit and make sure it's
certainly can pick up your cane and prod a little bit.
pokey? Is it moving?
Pokey. It doesn't seem to be poking anymore, but I will ask all of you for a spot hidden. I am looking for a hard spot hidden here to notice something. Gosh, we've got a sea of red going on here.
That is a 38 over 25. I don't think I can quite justify spending.
Who's next?
89 against 55.
Oh, not quite. And Kirk?
56 versus 25. Terrible fail. But I'm happy to push the roll if I only need to get my nose deep in something.
Please push that roll, Kirk, if you wish to get your nose deep into something.
A hard success. 9
Fantastic.
versus 25.
Please, could you roll a 1d3 for me?
Oh, bugger.
Fortune favours the bold, eh, Kirk?
Indeed. A 1.
Just a 1. You take 1 point of damage as you look up and you see this mist drift through you. But as you breathe in, you begin to choke. And no, this isn't a good substance. Give me another power roll as well.
Says 21 versus 40.
You have this mist drifting. You cough and splutter. You think there might have been something trying to connect to you, but it passes. And the room is silent for but a moment. Body is on the floor. Silent. You can hear the gentle, something from downstairs. In this moment, what is everybody thinking? Kirk, you have your hand up. What would you like to think?
Dr. Marquette, I want you to tell me the scientific reason behind what has happened. I mean, just how do you explain this, Doctor?
My dear Mr. McDougal, the world is full of unexplained things. Science derives itself from our learning and understanding. This is just another phenomenon that we do not yet understand, possibly a biological process. Now, you notice that gas that escaped as he entered. I wonder whether maybe we had some spasms of the muscles. Maybe we had some contractions. We opened up the chest cavity. The oxygen in the air reacted with whatever this gas was. It caused this body to jump up to spasm. We shot it. It fell on the floor. It's dead. It has always been dead. There is no such thing as ghosts. But
absolutely
Phyllis
no idea.
And
Random
as you
hypotheses.
say, no such thing as ghosts. The door to this upstairs chamber bursts open, and you could see, with horror on their face, Mr. Asok and... was it Ron? Possibly
Ron. Gladys.
Oh, my lord. What the hell do you think you're doing? What have you been doing to this poor man's body? I'll leave you alone for 2 minutes up here, and you've got to blow the... Oh, my lord. And Mr. Asok rather unceremoniously throws up over poor Ron standing behind him.
Oh. Mr. Asok, it's not our fault. Dr.
You're not our
Marquette will
fault.
tell
You put
you.
holes in this man. He was supposed to be buried. You
Body
call yourself
came
a coroner?
alive. It was possessed. It was a ghost interned. Dr. Marquette, tell them why you shot this dead body that had been dead for 3 days.
Mr. Soak, Mr. Ron, I don't know what games you're playing here. This foul odoriferousness that you're pumping into the room, this must stop now. I do not know whether you rigged something here, whether you're trying to make fools of us, but it stops now. I would like you to tell me exactly the matter and the state that you found the good Reverend in when he was dead. Do you know how he died? And do you know who killed him?
That sounds like some kind of role, possibly not charmed, Dr. Marquette.
I think that's extremely charming. I think this is an intimidate. Unfortunately, Dr. Marquette's not particularly good at intimidate. Dr. Marquette's not a particularly social person.
And indeed, being a doctor.
Can I intimidate with my medicine?
Okay. Give me a medicine roll.
Bottle of medicine.
Give me a medicine roll for a bonus
outspring
die.
them.
Oh dear! I was going to say for a bonus die on your intimidate. I'm afraid that's going to be a straight intimidate. Because what did you get?
A 93 over 70.
Dear, oh dear. So give me a
Let's
straight
try.
intimidate roll.
That's a 53 versus 15. I think as much as Dr. Marquette tries to intimidate, she's only 5'2", probably coming up to Osok's chest, looking upwards. It's not a particularly intimidating look, is it?
It's not so much that it is just the way you are holding a still smoking gun at as this body has been splattered across Mr. Asok's fine establishment, and he's just aghast at what he's seeing here. Don't try and come all the push with me, Doctor, if that's what you really are. I'll bring him down because he was found at the church and you go blow holes in him. What's all this bloody nonsense about? Who are you people? What are you doing here? Shooting up my gaff.
Darian, isn't it quite amazing how the doctor, who was a scientific-based individual, can sound quite like a fundamentalist when trying to explain away what's directly in front of them as evidence?
I don't care who you are and all your fancy words. Get downstairs, in fact. Just... Oh, go on,
Well,
get
you
down
should
those
not be
stairs. You
receiving-
need to settle
Now,
up.
now.
not been receiving a tip from
Tempers
me.
are running high.
Yeah.
Are you going downstairs?
Yes,
Yeah.
Phyllis is going downstairs. The effrontery of this man. Phyllis is going downstairs, and not only that, is leaving the establishment. She cannot have enough of this. Phyllis is
Doctor,
going to head out
Wait.
into the mist.
go on, Phyllis. Dr. Marquette, I mean. Darian, don't dilly. Come on.
If this is the way they treat their patrons, I hate to see how they treat their enemies. I
Dr.
think it's
Marquette,
better if we find a different establishment.
forget the different establishment. Did you not hear the gentleman in his frustration say that the body was found at the church?
Well, I think
If
we
you'd
head
like
to the
to
church.
further deny the evidence before you of a preternatural existence or activity, then you can do so at the church.
Oh, heaven forfend! A vicar was found at the church. It's a mystery. The vicar at a church, unheard of, absurd. I don't know. What did you hear yourself, sir? Do you hear yourself here?
I don't
I
care
do
who was
believe-
hearing who. Get out of my gaff. Go on.
Oh,
Sling your hook.
sorry. Doctor, I do believe there was a certain
Terribly,
book
terribly
that
sorry.
spoke of a certain individual that rose from the dead many days after and became a man of the people. Now, if I'm not mistaken, did you not just blow the head
You
off a
ushered
religious figure that came
out
back out
I'm
Of
so
the
sorry.
Black
I must stop
Lion
the second
out
coming of
into
Jesus
the
with my-
street.
Run!
And
Where's
you hear
Gladys?
clang as the door closes unceremoniously behind you.
I've
I
got
was
a bottle
going
of
to
wine in my
offer to
hands.
pay for repairs and pay for a chambermaid to come in and clean.
What is Kirk holding?
A bottle of wine. Took it from the room upstairs. Thought perhaps Darian might like this later.
There we go.
Very
You can add
thoughtful chap.
theft to your list of misdemeanors. Okay.
Darian, can I just ask you to just weigh in on this for a moment? And Dr. Marquette, I don't mean to excite you. I don't mean to draw any the wildness or the wrong bile from your current situation, but Darian, you saw the event upstairs. You are very much the fence sitter here. You know that I believe what happened upstairs was a preternatural event, and the good doctor here believes that someone dead for 3 days can sit up and attack them, and it's merely a spasm of the muscles or some such poppycock. Darian, I very much value your opinion right now. Notebook, pen, ready to write down.
All I can say is that didn't feel like contracted muscles. I honestly can't say. I don't know what it was. All I know is that he had the good doctor in his arms, and he didn't look like he was about to do anything gentlemanly. I don't know what he was trying to do, but there was that sort of mist, that mist rising from the body, and he was strong. He was terribly, terribly strong.
Did you
That
not
wasn't
see what I saw?
contracted muscles. I did, but I don't know what it was. I think there is something more here than we can understand.
Doctor?
Perhaps we should get to this church and find out what went on here.
I feel that maybe the church may hold answers. I've read of particular fungi and molds that grow in dank environments that can cause psychosis, hallucinations, can cause mass hysteria like this. Maybe we might find something in the church.
Unless there was some rotting wall in that building we were pulling down and the fungus was released. I have studied this myself. One of my researchers, Daniel Robbins, has mentioned this a number of times. Fungus that can cause hallucinations. Only if it's disturbed and only if it's inhaled.
Well, did you not inhale that gas that came out of the body?
You're suggesting a fungus was in the man after 3 days?
A fungus grows very quickly on decaying organisms. Think about the mushrooms. Think about... Oh, yes. So it's absolutely within the realms of possibility that maybe he inhaled this organism. He died. The fungus itself started to create this gas. We opened him up. Spores escaped. We breathed it in. We had that strange joint shared dream of a lady in white and some Mesopotamian or Ottoman or
this is all happening on the way to the church.
Yes, can I have sand rolls as Dr. Marquette says these things?
Oh, dear.
That is an extreme success. 7 under 52. She
bloody lecture's got the best of me. 43 over 36. A failure for me.
Failure for me. 76 against 41.
Okay.
Although the doctor's suggestion about fungi does sound quite convincing.
I can assure you the doctor is not a fun guy.
Fun gal, please.
I see what you did there. Yes, he just can't get the feeling of how strong the Reverend was trying to pin him down.
And it is the doctor's word saying the dream of the lady. You thought you were the only person having this strange dream. To find out the others had the same dream as you is very disturbing. So that's another point of sanity. This is starting to get very real, very strange. And Dr. Marquette, even when you say those words, you know this to be true, but still odd.
Are you saying you each had this exact same dream, vision? The sea, the throng of people, the place of worship, the woman in white, this beautiful woman, commanding. majesty.
Is it possible that we're just remembering what that old lady said, the one with the shotgun,
She spoke
about
she
white
spoke with the
lady with yes.
We're not
She
going to
didn't
remember it in the
mention the
same way,
Ottomans,
though,
though.
are we?
She didn't mention the Ottomans, though. This is the thing. I mean, the Templars, that was in the letter. But why would we automatically connect the Templars with the Ottoman Empire? I mean,
No.
there's a church in London which is a
I saw
Templar
that.
church.
Darian, I saw that. I recognized the Ottomans. I saw the Templars. It was part of the vision, part of the experience. You have to believe me. And
I believe that you saw what you saw. I just don't know whether it's coming from your mind or coming from somewhere else.
What we saw. Your fungi can't account for 3 hallucinations of exactly the same nature.
I see no reason why not. With suggestion.
Perhaps if there's a suggestion.
Well,
yes, a suggestion.
Exactly. I've ingested mushrooms in my youth, and I can tell you that we didn't all witness and experience the same thing. We each had individual experiences.
Oh, you're a mycologist now. I do beg your pardon, sir.
Who wants to give me a
mushrooms and
spot
fungus.
hidden as you approach the church?
I shall try a spot hidden. If only to get these two to stop bickering, says Darian.
Okay, now because we are in the fog, I am going to ask, everybody else has failed. So, Darian, I see you have a hard success of 17 versus 55.
Yes, indeed.
But we are in the fog. So if you could please give me a penalty dice on that spot hidden. Let's see if we can
such
keep
a good roll.
And that just turns it into...
It turns it into something, I apologise, it's not showing up properly.
It's a
Oh, it's a 4. There we are.
It's a 4, yes. So
it just froze for a moment.
Is that a regular success for you?
That would be a 40 against 55, so yes, regular success. It's a bit much to spend a lot of luck, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If I needed a hard success.
It's up to you.
Do you need a hard success?
Depends on what you would like to see.
No. Spend all of it. Spend all your luck.
I don't have a huge amount of luck. I only have 35 points.
Spend it all.
Do you think I should? No, I think I will just stick with the normal.
Okay. Give me a quick SAN check. It doesn't necessarily to lose anything, just how you feel about what you see.
That's a 62 over 40, so that's another fail. He's not feeling too well in himself right now.
And the reason for this is that her. Is that her up ahead. You can see a white figure standing in the graveyard. You just about make out the church. Is this what the shotgun granny Ethel said?
Wait. Stay still for a moment. Stay absolutely still.
What?
Look over there.
You seen?
And tell me what you see. Both of you.
What do we see?
Fog.
With your spot hidden, you see fog.
Fog. What are you seeing, Darian?
I can see a woman. A woman in white. I think it might be her.
Don't take your eyes off her, Darian. Really lock on to the detail.
Not.
Describe her.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm really more concerned about what she is rather than how she looks. I think she's just standing there in the churchyard. Does she look like can see us? Is she looking at us? Does she look like she wants to move?
With that with that regular success, you're not sure. You just know there is this gleaming white figure ahead.
Is it the woman from the vision we had? The shared vision?
I don't know. There's the fog. It's too thick, but I can see she's there.
Darian,
I can't see her face.
Please could I have a persuade roll from you?
You can. Persuade of 10. No, that's 43 against 10. That's not very good.
You folks really aren't getting this. Darian isn't doing a very good job of describing a ghost. I mean, there's the fog and you are a little at ease, but not being very persuasive that this is an actual ghost.
You sure it's not just a woman sort of thing?
Or a statue in the graveyard?
Or a statue of a woman?
Or a woman at a
Well,
statue?
it could be. I suppose the only way to decide is to go and get a little closer, but
Go on then.
Very well,
after
chaps.
what we've just seen, I don't know if we should.
Okay,
If we're
Darian,
going to do this,
please could you give me an idea roll?
I can. A hard success of 19 against 70.
You feel this is a ghost. This is, you're talking yourself into it and just thinking, it's a ghost. It's a ghost. It's maybe it's just something other than a ghost. Gleaming white figures in mist. Well, you're not going to find out unless you take a step forward.
I suggest we surround her. One on either side. One in the middle. If there were 4 of us, maybe we could get her from all 4 sides, but needs must. We're going to do this. We should do this together at the same time, all focusing on the same point.
Right.
Agreed.
What's the go word? We all close in? Is there a word for us to pounce?
Pounce sounds good.
Pounce.
Bit obvious, isn't it?
Well, she's a ghost. I think she knows what we're going to do, if she really is a ghost. If she's just a statue, then we shall feel terribly silly. But better to feel terribly silly than to feel full of horrible mist and a reanimated corpse.
Marvellous.
Deep breaths, chaps and chapesses.
Please,
Let's
can
do
I
this.
get? Are you just going to run straight in? Or are you going to be surreptitious about this? What's the plan here?
I'm going to be stealthy in the fog.
I think stealth is
Yeah, I
order
think
of the day
so.
here.
Like
Stealthy in the fog.
all of us
Is that
walking
a
at the
bonus
same
die I keep
speed.
because of the fog?
It's very foggy. You do indeed get a bonus dice to your stealth roll.
Aha.
12 versus 20. I'm stealthy like a stealthy person.
That is a
12
34
against 20.
versus third. That is a 24 versus 20. I'm going to spend those 4 points of luck and make that a regular
Excellent.
success.
Like tigers stalking their prey. Like or lions.
The notes in my book right now, Keeper, are, and I've named us the Priory Poltergeists, just as the club that we're a part of, just because I know it's going to annoy Dr. Marquette. So,
Priory poltergeist move into position like tigers hunting their prey.
I hope
and
we're
I'm
not
moving-
poltergeists.
No,
because
it's just a
poltergeist comes from the German rumbling ghost. And if we're stealthy, we do not want to be making a rumbling noise. We are
No,
stealthy.
no
Brackets.
rumbling here.
Who's going to turn around to these two and say, "Shh, we're being stealthy"?
For God's sake,
That would
Dr.
be
Marquette.
Darian. Hush, please.
Yes.
Will you
hush,
both of you just hush?
Hush, Dr. Marquette.
Hush, Miss
And
Cthulhu.
you.
What is the plan here, folks?
3, 2, 1. Pounce!
Pounce.
Marvellous. You bounce forward. Who's going to give me the fighting brawl roll to try and... because actually, I think Dr. Marquette, you are the fastest, so you're going to get there first.
Absolutely.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to pounce on them and, try and grab them by the coattails or skirt tails or whatever tails they have.
Okay.
Telltales.
That
It's a failure.
you
41
get
over
a
35.
bonus dice because they're not expecting it.
Aha. That's a failure of 41 versus 35. The bonus dice we're not going to talk about.
Okay, so you're possibly you're the one doing the feint. So you're going trying to grab whoever it is. Kirk, I believe you are up next.
Oh, lovely. Brawl roll, I believe. Here we go. 60 versus 35.
Okay, you get a bonus dice on that, as this is a bit of a surprise attack.
80 versus 35. Surprise myself.
Marvellous. You two are herding this, possibly towards Darian, who is going to make good.
Ha!
Well, he's going to try his best with his brawl skill of only 25. That was a failure of 55.
A bonus dice.
And the bonus dice
Surprise
gives me, 35. I could spend 10. I think this is probably quite important roll. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm going to spend the 10 luck.
You are able to, unfortunately, grab something rather solid, who immediately begins to yell, "Whoa, what are you doing? Get off of me! What are you doing? Stop it! Who are you?"
It's speaking.
Of course I'm speaking, you bloody idiot! What are you doing?
Told you it wasn't a ghost.
Power of Christ compels you.
I'll compel you in a minute, mate, if you don't let me go. What's going on?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Please. Let me help you up.
Oh, my Lord, you scared the living daylights out of us. Who are you creeping around the graveyard at night?
We'll ask the questions here.
Who are
Darian,
you creeping
ask some
around the
questions.
graveyard at night?
But I work here.
What's a likely
Graveyard.
story?
Or what are you? Verger, sexton, grave digger, grave robber?
Well, robber, no doubt.
I'm a bricklayer, miss.
Or what are you laying bricks in a graveyard for?
It's hobby. Come on, give me a psychology roll.
Oh, absolutely. Although, if they're laying bricks because there's a broken wall, maybe that's where the fungus came from. That's a hard success, a 9 versus 30.
9 versus 10. Yeah, it doesn't quite add up. This is a bricklayer in the middle of the night with a church.
Bricks
Laying
at
bricks
night.
at night.
Yes. Tell me, my good man, for you are a good man, I'm sure, what exactly is your business here? No more of this bricklaying malarkey. And Phyllis will, I think, try and grab hold of the front of the scruff of the neck. Not violently, but just to say that actually we are here. You are surrounded. Tell us the truth, Sonny Jim.
What social would you like to try? It sounded quite charming to begin with, but the hoiking of the young gentleman.
I have an even chance of getting charm or intimidate. I think this is definitely a charmidate or a
charmidate. Okay.
Combine charm and intimidate.
Please give me the roll.
Well, that's a 70 versus 15 for whichever skill it is, so that is a failure.
Use luck.
I will use all 32 of my luck to make that a failure.
Darian, you have the person entrapped. Would you like to push this roll with one of your socials?
Yes, I would like to, because I have a really high charm. I've got charm of 70, but it's kind of hard to justify how you could make that work after an intimidate. So I think he would have to go down the route of trying to smooth things over, kind of trying to calm this bricklayer, if indeed they are a bricklayer. So I think he kind of steps back one pace, but he's still got his hand on the person's shoulder.
Okay.
Not, digging in too much, just holding him steady. Well, I'm sure you can't blame us for being perturbed. I mean, the stories that we've been hearing, it must be difficult out here. We were worried for your safety as much as anything else. So, tell you what, you just tell us what you're doing out here and why you're here, and we can all watch out for each other. How's that?
Okay. Give me a charm roll. Give me a charm roll. Let's see how well you do.
Okay. Come on, charm roll. 80 against 70. That was my best stat. Do I want to spend another 10?
You could
that would
push
leave
it.
A really low luck. Yeah, I think I'll push it. And I think he'll probably maybe reach into his wallet and press half a sovereign into the man's hand and say, I'm sorry, I must have torn your coat. I can't really see right now, but I'm sure you want to get a good tailor to have a look at that. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. And he just kind of presses. Half a sovereign is quite a lot of money at this
quite
this
a lot
part
of money.
of
So
town.
Let's hope he doesn't think you're reaching for a gun. Please push that charm roll.
Here we go. Fingers crossed, everyone.
Oh my lord! He's got a gun! He throws himself.
95.
He throws himself to the floor. Please don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me! I'm only trying to be a nice boy. I'm trying to fix it. Didn't mean to go wrong again. He's absolutely panicking and babbling. He's probably going to need a bit of a psychology roll to calm him down because he's on the floor now, but if he comes to his senses, he might skedaddle.
Very well intimidated.
What I'm hearing,
Darian.
yeah, is that we can intimidate him again now.
Shall I give him a psychoanalyst?
If you have a psychoanalysis, this would be quite good.
Whilst this is going on, Keith,
my lord,
have a look around at what he's actually at, what he was standing next to, what he was doing.
Sure, if you could give me a building skill roll, that would be fantastic.
I don't think I can.
You might not be able to discern what this young chap is doing. You can see the materials, but...
Right, that'll do. That's what I'm looking at. Are there building materials?
They appear to be materials for laying bricks. Being as this is a brick layer. A self-confessed bricklayer.
Where is he laying the bricks? Where is it? Over a tomb?
Let's deal with your 88 versus 30 psychoanalysis failure there, Dr.
Yes.
Marquette. You're not having much of an effect on
Pull yourself together, lad. It's very much the approach that Dr. Marquette is taking. It doesn't seem to be working. I don't know why.
Oh, please don't kill me. I didn't mean nothing by it. What would you like to do?
I'm going to add a few jabs of the cane. Back it in, you bloody fool. Bloody hell, what's wrong with you?
I think Phyllis will look down at this young lad and says it's a bit of a lost cause. Not really anything sensible from here. I say we take him into the church and see whether we can sober him up with a couple of splashes from the font.
Or a drink of wine. Maybe we need to, loosen him up a bit, calm him down.
Wine? Well, I think
but whatever the case, getting inside is probably a good option right now. Let's all go. Let's all go inside right now.
Okay, Mr. McDougal, you grab the right arm. Darius, you grab the left arm. I'll grab the legs. In we go.
1, 2, 3, diddly-dee.
I'm sure he can walk under his own steam, but
no, let's carry him.
You frog march this terrified young person towards the church.
As we're carrying him. What's your name, young person?
Dr. Marquette, you hear a noise behind you.
Turn round.
Okay. Are you stopping or carrying?
Well, if I'm carrying the legs, the other two have the arms, so I can drop the legs. I'm sure they'll be able to carry the rest of him.
Okay.
And I shall stop, turn round. One of his friends, maybe another bricklayer out there or something.
Indeed. We have this scene where Darian and Kirk. Are you saying anything to this gentleman as you carry him off towards the church?
What's your name, young fellow?
Don't hurt me, sir. It's John. It's Jonathan, sir.
No one's going to hurt you, Jonathan.
You nearly pulled a gun on me. What do you mean no one's going to hurt us?
You listen to us, Jonathan. If you do what we say, no one's going to get hurt. Now,
Oh,
come
bloody
on.
hell! Bloody hell!
In the church.
You approach the door and you realise this church appears to be locked.
Well,
And as the gong strikes to mark the end of Act 2 of the Hammersmith haunting, you turn round and Dr. Phyllis Marquette has vanished into the fog.
Phyllis.
And that is where we shall bring Act 2 of the Hammersmith haunting. Thank you very much to the people who are helping us bring this marvellous tale from Cat Clay to life. We want to say thank you to Roll20 for the virtual tabletop platform we are using. We want to say thank you to Dungeon Fog, who's supplying the maps in this preview of the Hammersmith haunting, which is going to be available on Roll20, probably already available on Roll20, and of course Sirenscape. Fantastic noises that you have been hearing tonight. Thank you very much to our investigators, and I hope you will join us again very soon as we continue the Hammersmith haunting.
Thank you for joining us for Act 2 of the Hammersmith haunting by Cat Clay. If you have enjoyed this episode, then please leave a review wherever you've watched or listened to this production. And if you'd like to support us further, please take a look at our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/Miskatonic Playhouse, and our website, miskatonicplayhouse.com. You can find us on all social media platforms with links found in the show notes. Until next time, when the curtain rises again.